kilometers. I don't come kilometers. I don't walk that many kilometers. Learn from the teacher. I don't take for the game, she no pitas. I decide bad mind from a distance. But this sweet happy yellow my pitas. Oh, don't Misha, show you the confirm for your speaker. This time I call chopsticks for my sisters. Show we they blow your mind, Afghanistan. Kilometers. I don't come kilometers. I don't walk that many kilometers. Learn from the teacher. I don't take for the game, she no pitas. I decide bad mind from a distance. Not this sweet happy yellow my pitas. When you come make I give you digits. When's the last time somebody did it like this? So much ice on my bumper clap wrist. That's why everybody hating on me like this. Kilometers.
Ah! Double tap the screen. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with no topic. It's off topic with yours truly, the host, Neebaby. I don't know why my dog is jumping on top of her cage. She's lost her mind. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. Make sure y'all share the live. Tell them to come and join us all right, how y'all doing? Let's talk about it. Well, y'all know I usually have a co-host with me. Carrot Top only does Tuesdays, and we haven't been doing any Tuesdays because I've been extremely busy. So we missed a couple of weeks of Let's Talk About It. But I am here today because as the host, I will keep shedding love and light and energy that needs to be shed on these different topics that we do talk about. So the first topic that I want to get into, and I would like all of you all to give me all your feedback. So as much as you can comment, please be sure to drop your comments quickly so that it can keep up with me. I know I am ahead of you all. I know y'all getting things after I say it. Y'all get it. It's delayed. Y'all got a delayed response for me. So if y'all keep the comments coming, we will have this thing going. Okay. So the first thing we are going to discuss is the topic of grown men conditioning and traditioning and training young women. So everybody is familiar with the story that's going around with the 18-year-old who married the 50-year-old man. I want to say his age is 50. I don't know if it's 40, but I'm definitely going to go with 50 years of age. So everybody was drawn out of the attention of what was put out there with that situation because everybody was so into the cult. So we're not talking about Charlie's Angels or anything Angelus like that. Charlie's Angelus, that's what we call them. We're not talking about the Charlie's Angelus. So I'm going to drop my feeling and my thought about this, and you all can give me your love and light. So the topic is grooming, okay? And when I say by grooming is, if you do the math correctly, if he's 48 years old and she's 18 and they've been in a committed relationship for over the amount of years that we thought, that is what you call a man who groomed a young girl. So a lot of women often think of grooming as, oh, he can't groom me or he can't do that. But when I say it takes a village, I'm finna give you what I mean by it takes a village. It is young women out here right now to this day, 14, 15 years of age. Some might be 12 and some might be 13, who are what we consider fast. But besides us lending a helping hand to the family that needs help with that child, we talk about that child. We run her name down in the dirt. So then she becomes the person that you all said she was going to be because you talked bad about her. We don't know the full story because, like I said, it's always three sides to anything. It's the truth, it's their side, and it's his side and it's her side. But seeing it from the outside looking in, it's definitely she was groomed. He seen a young black woman who needed shelter, needed money, needed help, needed, somebody she can have a safe space with. And we talked about having safe space plenty of times on my Let's Talk About It. What does a safe space look like for these young teenagers? And what he provided was a safe space for her to feel secure in being with him. Despite his looks, she's a beautiful young lady. Despite how he looks, he trained her and groomed her, and so to speak, and then that's what we're going to use that term, groomed. They say he was the godfather, and that's just the thing. We're not paying attention to who we befriend. We're not paying attention to who we allow in our homes, who we allow around our young teenagers and young. How many women on this live right now have daughters her age? How does that make you feel to have a daughter her age and knowing that your daughter can good goddamn well be married to a 48, almost 50-year-old man? How would that make you feel? What are your thoughts and your opinions on this situation? Because I know the mother and the father has to be, I know they has to be hurt. If it's the godparent, they have to be hurt. They have to be hurt. Because ain't no way this is a friend of your mother and your father and he's with you. He done watched you grow. Yeah, you done watch this young lady grow. She done went through middle school, high school. And like I said, we don't often pay attention to the size that our children need. If you have young teenagers that you're dealing with and you're not paying attention to them and talking to them and loving on them and having open conversations, no matter how hard it is, we fail to realize as adults now, we used to be them. So put yourself in the used to be you shoes. Okay? How many of y'all was hiding the ass 15, 16, trying to date a 19, 20-year-old? That's still the same. There's no difference in how you see it, but it's put yourself in the shoes of a young adult that we once was. We were once 12, 13, 14, 15. What were we doing? I can tell you at 16 years old, I was dating a 24-year-old woman. Grooming. I can tell you before I was even fucking 19 years old, I had married women. Women way older than me. So when you speak of grooming, you can not only say for the men, women do it too. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Not only do men groom young women and young men, because men groom young men as well. Women are out here grooming young men and young women. Let's talk about it. You guys are afraid just because certain things are being brought to light. It's a lot of secrets in the dark that are yet to come to light. How often has this been going down? For years. How many times have you seen this happen? For years. You can go back into slavery days when the slave master felt the need to go get his rocks off on 13-year-old so-and-so's child out of village hut number 237 that live in the back by the field. Let me see. But what we do is we don't talk about it because it's always happening. We get one story, one case scenario, and we run with it. Let's talk about it. We get one story, one case scenario, we run with it. We like, oh shit now, so-and-so done got married, a 48-year-old, and she ain't number 18. But what about your children? What about your household? What about the people that's around you? How often have you seen this happen and did nothing about it? We all can say that. Some of these men, which goes into the next topic that we're going to talk about, are not to be trusted. You're putting your trust in these men, and this goes on into the next topic. Do not trust any and everybody with your children. I don't care if y'all in a relationship for 3 and 4, 5 years. I don't care if y'all married. If you cannot trust everyone with your kids, if you're not going to trust what your children is saying to you, let's talk about it. The young lady said she had a performance to do. I'm not going to speak her name. Y'all know who she is. She said she had a performance to do and she left her young 3-year-old son with now is her ex-boyfriend, but it was her boyfriend at the time. And the following year when the son turned, I think 4 years old, he finally told the mom what he did to him and that he also hid screws because the dude shoved screws up the young boy's behind. Let's talk about it. Do y'all want to talk about that? Is it a trigger warning? Trauma and trigger warning. Do y'all want to talk about that? That is hurtful. And what's most hurtful about it is Shorty didn't know this was an ongoing situation. So when these things were happening to your son, you go lay up with him. When these things are happening to your son, you going to feed this man. When these things are happening to your son, you and him taking pictures and selfies and doing whatever the hell else you can do while your son is sitting in fear. She said she didn't know until her son started pooping all over himself. Couldn't stop bowel movement on himself. The young boy was bowel movement all over himself, and that's what made her ask, and that's what made her pay attention. But y'all trust any and everyone with these beautiful kids. And y'all gonna dislike me when I say this. Some people are out here having children that should not be parents. Why are you parents? Y'all don't want these kids. Y'all don't want to love on these kids, but then y'all talk about the gay community for laying down and bringing up a child in a lesbian household, in a two-father household, in a two-mother household. Let's talk about it. What does it really feel and look like for you all? Y'all don't want these babies. Y'all not bringing these babies into this world. Y'all bringing these babies into this world to trap that man. And when that man still don't want you or that child, you then get with somebody else who abuses that baby and treat that baby like pure S-H-I-T. Let me just say this because I don't want us to get banned on TikTok. And then something's wrong with your baby. Your baby end up in the river. Your baby end up dead. Your baby end up non-responsive. Your baby got bruises on you. Your baby's trying to tell you what's going on, but you are not listening to your child. Because you're too strung up on D-I-C-K. You're too headstrong on a relationship. Let's talk about it. When I say it take a village from the teachers at school, from the bus drivers and the bus attendant, from the cafeteria ladies, from the aunts, from the uncles, from the cousins. We are to keep these children protected. Do you not understand? We have amazing scientists and lawyers and people, radiologists, and oh Lord. Listen, we are to keep our children protected at all times. They are not brought in this world for you. They are brought in this world for us. Let me say that again. These children are not brought into this world for you. They are brought into this world for us. For us as the human race. Without children, we have no one to leave our legacy to. Without children, we have no one to pass our lives to, pass our credit to, pass our ancestry DNA to. We have no one to protect when we are out in the next spiritual realm. When you cross over and you pass away, you have nobody to be there for. And then some will have children and still fake like they love them on social media and neglect them on private. Ashe, let's talk about it. Most parents that you see now today will love their children on social media, but neglect them in private. Let me say that one more time. You have parents out here now today that will love on their children on social media and neglect them in private. Do you know what that feels like for a child? Do you know what that puts in a child's? We are conditioning children to be early traumatized. This is how trauma happens. What I'm explaining to you all on this Let's Talk About It today is all signs of fucking trauma that we pass down to our children. A word, Ashe. Why is it happening? Because we don't know as the village people, Ashe, okay, Spirit. We are the village people. Everybody on this live watching me right now and in the comments right now, we are the villagers. When you are a villager, okay, when you are in a village, what you do is make sure everybody in your village is protected, fed, and saved. No matter what you say, when you have a sister with children and you have none, protected, fed, and saved. When you have younger siblings and older siblings, protected, fed, and saved. When you have children of your own, protected, fed, and saved. Y'all not hearing me. You are the village. We are the villagers. If you can't do it and you a single mother and your best friend not, Check your best friend at the door. If your best friend not helping you, that ain't your fucking best friend. Get a new one. It's a bunch of bitches out here waiting to help. If you got a best friend that has no kids and every time she call you, she want to party, go out to the club and get, it's the Hennessy. But you got 3 kids at home that ain't got no babysitter, but you really want to hang out and she can't meet you halfway. Bitch, that's not your friend. Cut it off. Cut it off. We got friends that are like that. We have friends that are like that. We have families. We have siblings that are like that. Let's talk about it. We are the village people for a reason. Going on into this next topic. 4 children in Texas apartments was found abandoned and neglected, which causes this word today. 4, the 9-year-old, 1 out of 4, had been found skeletal remains. He had been deceased for over a year. The mother and her boyfriend lived just 15 minutes away. When I say we are the village people, the people in the apartment complex did nothing. The people, the neighbors did nothing. The maintenance man did nothing. The people that own the apartment complex, the leasing department did nothing. The school system failed them children as well. So many people, you can't blame nobody but the people are in the village. The people in the village is who you blame. As well as the mother. That's who you blame. You don't put that on no 15-year-old who found himself doing what he had to do to let the other 2 and himself fight for their life. And got the sheriff's department involved. Y'all think that 15-year-old child ain't traumatized? If y'all think that 15-year-old child ain't gonna grow up to be somebody, you out your motherfucking mind. If you don't think that 15-year-old child gonna heal and do some things with himself, you a goddamn shame. Because once he healed, that's gonna be the first step. He gonna be able to tell a story so mean. He gonna be able to tell a motherfucking story. Do you hear me? And we as the people on this live gonna be there to support. However we should be there to support, we should be there to support. If you in Texas right now and you close to where this happening, be there to support. Be there at every rally. Be at every fundraising. Be at everything that you can be. Be all that you can be. When the army expect, That's what I expect of the villagers. We are the village people for a reason. We have to protect, feed, and keep our children safe. Clothe them. Make sure that they're warm. If you are a single mother right now in this life and you need help, baby, ask for help. I know, listen, I do shows Friday and Saturday. If you need a babysitter when I fly in on Thursday so you can go have you a date that night, baby, I watch them kids. I lead by example. My sister is a single mother. I live 5 hours away from my sister. 5. My sister said, Nene, I need your help. It brings tears to my eyes because you got siblings out here that won't help their own siblings. You got grandparents out here that won't help their own children. My sister said, Nene, I need you to come up here and help me with the girls and get them back and forth to school. I drove 5 hours to make sure that them babies was taken to school. I drove 5 hours to make sure they had a good, successful week and weekend. I drove and did that for my sister. She couldn't call nobody else. But what do we do to our siblings? We turn our back on them. We talk about them. We bring them down. Oh, you shouldn't have laid down and had them kids. Besides being an aunt, besides being an uncle, besides being a grandmother or a grandfather, you are the village. You are the village. I'm my sister's baby daddy. That's why I tell everybody I'm my sister's baby daddy. Ain't nobody my sister's baby daddy but me. Because I do what I do out of love and light. Them children would have not been able to go through that if they had somebody that they can call on, if they had active uncles, if they had active aunts, if they had active grandparents, if they had people paying attention at the school, if they had people paying attention to them in their apartment complex, wouldn't have none of this happen. Some of us be so caught up into our own self, we don't see shit. Somebody can be murdered in the apartment right across the hall from you and you not know it. Because you're not aware of what's going on around you. You know nothing. My wife laughed at me because I can tell you each and every last neighbor that we have. I can tell you who drive what car. I can tell you their license plates number. I can tell you what they look like. I can tell you if they got a dog or a cat. I can tell you because I'm paying attention. If I don't see somebody more than a couple days, that's when I get worried. Every day, we're going to come across a new story that repeats itself. Every day, we're going to come across something that harms us in some way. But how do we stop that every day to every other day, to maybe once a day, to maybe no times? We stop that by being a village. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Sit outside. Enjoy the kids in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Get to know people individually. Start them relationships that you should have been started years ago. Heal them relationships you should have been healed from years ago and move forward. Some of y'all got friends that won't help you. Leave them. Some of y'all got family members that won't pick up the phone and see if you need some diapers. See if you need some wipes. See if you need something for your children. Let them go. Your greater is coming. Your everything is near. Keep your eyes open to everything around you. Ask questions. If you got nieces and nephews that's the age of 12 to 18, talk to them. Be there for them. So that way we don't have another mistake as our young nieces or our young nephews marrying a woman 50 and 60, 20, 30, 40 years older than them. Be there for the people around you and your own children and yourself. So that way you're not worried about anybody you leave your child with. Don't trust everybody. If you don't trust them, your child shouldn't trust them. Stop leaving your kid with any and everybody. Listen to your children. If they're able to speak full sentences and they say, "Mommy, somebody touched me here," believe it. Ain't no child gonna tell you no lie. Ain't no baby gonna make nothing up. If you are dealing with a neighbor who is neglecting her kids, call CPS. Be a part of the problem and make it a result of love and life. Help them with their children. Ask if they need help. Be a nosy neighbor. I don't give a fuck what you got to do. Do it. Stop filling your minds up with everything that you see on social media because of the simple fact that it would destroy your brain and it will have you distracted from what's really going on. Okay, so we also know that between the series of last week and the week before and even now, the Charlie's Angeles has taken over this app seriously, but it's hiding, it's brainwashing, distracting us from what's really being needed. What's really needed to be going on right now. I need everybody to make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank y'all for joining me for Let's Talk About It. Make sure y'all drop y'all comments, y'all ads, whatever y'all got. If y'all follow me, make sure I'll be able to follow y'all back. You know what I'm saying? With love and light and energy. Y'all already know I'm Neebaby. I'm your host of Let's Talk About It, where no topic is off topic. And everybody loves me for my teaching. And I know I do a little thing and I do a little thing, you know. But that's my thing, you know what I'm saying? I love doing it. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a teacher of love and light and energy. I'm an influencer. I'm big on my melanated community surviving and doing what we got to do to stay up top. I say, I love y'all. Love and light. Peace out.
All I